Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
One person is dead after a fire in Hartford at a senior living apartment building Monday night. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Bridget Bjorla. More than 24 people are now out of their home and need a new place to stay.
Fox 61's Aisha Hercules spoke with people who live in the building about the fire and what they hope to see done differently.
The people in this building say that this was a tragedy. One person even says it was preventable. Firefighters were called to the 600 block of Prospect Avenue, not far from the Hartford-West Hartford line, after receiving multiple 911 calls. When they arrived on the scene, they saw a fire on the top floor of the building. Sadly, the Hartford District Fire Chief says one person died in the fire. Vivian Boss lives inside the building. She wanted to remain off camera, but says when the fire alarm went off, she instantly feared for some of the people who have a hard time getting around.
I was just knocking on people's doors with my cell phone as loud as I could, and I got out because that's when I felt the soot, even though I was on the other end.
Boss says oftentimes the fire alarms go off in the building, making it difficult to know whether there's an actual fire.
Because usually when the alarm goes off, somebody falls asleep, and they forget they have hot dogs on the stove, and the alarm will go off.
Boss says the fire alarm was going off for a few minutes before anyone called 911. Now she wishes she or someone else called for help sooner. Richard Hall says the fire happened above his apartment. He says he's thankful for his life, but is heartbroken to learn someone died.
It's sad. It's always sad when someone passes, and even more so when there's a fire involved. It's a terrible way to leave this planet.
Hall and more than 24 others who were displaced by the fire are being helped by the Red Cross and are staying in local hotels for the time being. After this tragedy, Boss hopes that eventually all buildings will eventually have monitored fire alarms that will automatically contact the fire department when a fire happens.
I think it should be mandatory that if you own a building that is and you have fire alarms, it should be hooked up to the fire department, and we don't have to wait for people to call.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. The people who were temporarily relocated to local hotels hope to be back in their apartments by next week. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
All right, Alicia, thank you very much. Another story we're following tonight. 2 men are dead after a shooting in New Haven.
And just 2.5 hours ago, police gave an update on the case. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson is in New Haven with that new information, plus reaction from a close friend of one of the victims.
A New Haven community wants answers after 2 lives were lost in a deadly shooting Monday night. As friends and family of the victims grieve, police are providing new details in the investigation. It was around 9:50 Monday night when police were called to the area of Winter and Goff Streets. Police Chief Carl Jacobson said that when officers got there, they noticed 2 people were shot.
We had 3 911 calls. One was talking about gunshots, one was talking about injured persons in the road. Officers responded and found 2 victims in the road.
Jacobson said the 2 victims were men, one being 49-year-old Clifford Capehart and the other being 39-year-old Kayron Troutman. Jacobson says Capehart died on scene while Troutman died later at the hospital.
At this point, there was some drug evidence on scene. Capehart was on federal probation for drug charges. Troutman also had a history with us.
Jacobson says police have drawn some conclusions about what may have happened based on the evidence.
We know that those 2 were friends. We actually think this might have been a robbery or a drug deal gone bad because of the evidence, because of the evidence found on scene. But I don't want to speculate yet.
As the investigation gets underway, friends and family mourn their lost loved ones. Edward Booker, Capehart's friend of over 40 years, says it still doesn't feel real.
I got a text. Then a couple of calls. I hung my phone up, turned it off because it's a dream. I woke up, turned my phone on, I'm at work, I can't go to work.
While Booker grieves for Capehart, he reminisces on the time they met and how hard it'll now be without him.
We had a fight over an ice cream sandwich, man. But after that, we split the sandwich and we became cool. And ever since then, that's been my day one. I cried a river. Lost my mom, lost my son, lost a lot of people. But for Woe, that's my brother. I cried a river.
That river continues flowing downstream.
But it hurts. When he was there last year, but he's not there this year. Death is real. It's a sad time. We lost 2 good men last night. What are we gonna do?
Now, police are urging anyone who has any information on the shooting that could help their investigation to call New Haven police. In New Haven, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
All right, Jamel, thank you very much. Turning now to breaking news. A man accused of hitting and killing Hartford Police Detective Bobby Garton pleads guilty to manslaughter. Richard Barrington was in court today, and according to court records, he also pleaded guilty to assault. Police say back in September of 2023, Barrington sped away from a traffic stop and ran 2 red lights before he hit a police cruiser that was responding to a different call. Garton was a passenger in that cruiser, and he died. His partner was seriously hurt, and Barrington is expected to be sentenced June 20th.
The Waterbury man who says he was held captive for decades is improving. That's according to the organizers of a GoFundMe page set up to fund the man's recovery. Organizers say he is ready to transition to his next phase of recovery, including physical therapy. They also say he is mentally stable. Police have accused the man's stepmother, Kimberly Sullivan, of holding him inside his room for 20 years. Officers say he told them he started a fire in his room to find, quote, freedom. Sullivan has pleaded not guilty. We'll have more details on this update in the next 30 minutes.
And turning now to the weather, it'll be windy and cold tonight. I don't really know what month we're in because it feels like January. The low temperatures will stick around for tomorrow as well.
I know we talked about this last hour, that every time you looked out the window today, it was a different season.
Yeah.
Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank here now with the first check of the forecast. Rach?
Yeah, and this one behind me, this is the wintry season that we were looking out the window of earlier. This is from Sean Toutant in Coventry earlier today. Flakes flying, not accumulating just because temperatures have been above freezing, but still it was enough to briefly reduce visibility. And there might be a few flakes that are still ongoing here in Litchfield County, especially right around Goshen, Sharon, Cornwall. Just a little bit left over. The chill will continue into tomorrow morning, and we'll see slow warming as we head towards the end of the week. Here's a look at temperatures right now. 37 for Windham, but it feels like 30 when you factor in the wind. It's 40 in Meriden, but feeling like 33, and it's all because of this. Gusts anywhere from 25 to near 40 miles an hour. Those winds will slowly diminish as we head towards daybreak tomorrow, and then will continue to slowly diminish heading into your Wednesday. Overnight lows, though, are in the 20s, so it is cold out there to start off the day tomorrow. We'll see wind chills in the teens and 20s to begin the day. But here's the good news. We have a lot of sun, a little bit less wind, and slightly warmer temperatures. So even though we're below average, I think it'll feel a little bit more comfortable with highs in the mid to upper 40s. We'll take a look ahead at when temperatures really warm up, and we're timing out some rain for the weekend in just a bit.
All right, Rachel, thank you. In court news today, day 2 of the Jose Morales trial just wrapped up.
He is the man accused of killing his girlfriend, Christine Holloway, in 2019. Fox 61's Emma Wolforst has the latest from Milford Superior Court.
The state continued presenting its evidence against Jose Morales, and the main focus for most of day 2, evidence dumped inside children's donation bins in Derby.
We first saw a diaper genie.
Okay, and what did you notice about it?
That it was covered in a red substance.
And what did you think that red substance was?
Blood.
Tuesday, the state's attorney called Mura Watkins, former employee of Community Crusades for Children, also known as Kiducation. She worked as a truck driver for the nonprofit and collected donations from bins around the state. Watkins testified on Wednesday, December 4th, 2019, 2 days after 43-year-old Christine Holloway was found dead in her Ansonia home. She discovered multiple items with a red substance on them. These items were in a bin at St. Michael's Church in Derby. The 2020 arrest warrant for Morales listed the items as a diaper genie, pink croc infant shoe, a man's t-shirt, and more, including this piece of Holloway's mail. Police say the red substance was Holloway's blood.
I didn't touch anything, and I didn't let anyone else touch anything.
Lawyers also questioned Watkins' boss, Marianne Tettelbach.
I called the police in Ansonia.
So you called the Ansonia Police Department?
Yeah.
And what did you tell them?
I told them that I had a letter on top of some stuff that we had collected at a clothing bin, and it had matter on it, and I was very concerned.
48-year-old Morales is accused of killing Holloway and tampering with evidence. Holloway and Morales' 14-month-old daughter, Vanessa, has been missing since Holloway's murder in 2019. The state also called and began questioning a Connecticut State Police detective and crime scene investigator. Evidence presentation alone in this trial is expected to take weeks. For now, reporting in Milford, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61.
All right, Emma, thank you. Right now, the U.S. Coast Guard is searching for a sailboat with 3 people on board. They say the red boat, named Hot Chocolate, left New Haven for ROKU, North Carolina, but it never made it to its destination. The Coast Guard says the entire journey is about 575 miles. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi will provide the very latest on the search effort tonight on the news at 10.
And new tonight, Waterbury police say they found a bullet inside a classroom at an elementary school. And here's what we know. Officers searched John G. Gilmartin Elementary School last Friday, just before 3:45 in the afternoon. And that's when they found 1 bullet in a classroom. Police say there's no threat to the school. The school's principal, Eric Lanza, sent a statement to parents saying no one was inside during the search. The incident is under investigation.
An update now. A former Plainville woman who shot a Bristol police officer in 2023 has been sentenced. 53-year-old Suzanne LaPrise pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree assault. She received 12 years in prison, followed by 5 years probation. LaPrise must comply with strict conditions, including no weapons, mental health treatment, and no new arrests. Last year, LaPrise opened fire in the police station lobby, but was subdued by officers with a taser. No officers were injured.
And Watertown firefighters are investigating what caused half of a house to go up into flames early this morning. It's reported the fire happened just before 1 a.m. on Deerfield Lane. The fire chief says the 2 people who were home were able to escape with their dogs, and we're told nobody was hurt. Right now, the house is taped off, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more.